Welcome back to The Explainer. So today we are unpacking an absolute game changer of a roadmap from travel.org. If you've been looking at studying abroad, we're diving into exactly how Nigerian students can secure fully funded international scholarships for the 2026 intake. We're going to totally bypass the guesswork today and just look at the exact step-by-step strategies that are working right now.
Just imagine this for a second. Waking up in a vibrant city in Germany, maybe Canada, or the UK. Your tuition? Completely paid for. You have absolutely zero student debt hanging over your head. And on top of all of that, you've got a monthly living stipend of 1,000 to 1,200 euros or pounds already sitting right there in your bank account. It almost sounds too good to be true, right? But looking at the source material, thousands of students are literally living this reality right now. So let's figure out exactly how they pulled it off.
All right, here's our roadmap for today. We're going to hit 1. The zero debt dream. 2. What fully funded actually means. 3. Your 6-step master plan. And 4. Pro tips and pitfalls. Kicking things off with Section 1, the zero debt dream, and making 2026 your year. Okay, so the data shows us there's really no magic trick here. Because the reward is just so incredibly high, the competition for these 2026 intakes is fierce. The students who actually secure these coveted spots, they're the ones who treat the whole application process like a highly organized project. It's all about strategy. You simply cannot leave this to chance or, just hope for the best at the last minute. Moving right along to Section 2, what fully funded means, defining the prize. So a fully funded scholarship is literally the ultimate financial barrier breaker. It provides complete financial coverage, which means no high-interest loans and zero financial stress on your family. This is absolutely crucial because it gives you the freedom to focus 100% of your energy on your studies and building a global network. No more constant anxiety about how you're going to pay for your next meal or your next semester. So, what does zero debt actually look like in practice? We aren't just talking about a simple discount on your tuition. No way. We're talking about your tuition being fully 100% paid. We're talking about your return flights being completely covered, along with comprehensive health insurance. And in a lot of cases, those sneaky, overlooked expenses like your accommodation and your visa application fees, they're entirely taken care of too. It's the whole shebang, a complete safety net designed for your success. Which brings us to the meat of this explainer, Section 3, your 6-step master plan, the strategic roadmap. Look, applying for international scholarships can feel incredibly intimidating. The secret to avoiding that overwhelm is just breaking it down. By separating this massive, life-changing goal into 6 manageable, highly focused actions, the impossible suddenly becomes a totally clear, logical to-do list. When you treat each of these steps as its own individual milestone, the process becomes entirely actionable. Step 1 is locking down your destination and your course wisely. You might explore the DAAD scholarships in Germany, which are renowned for offering almost entirely free tuition, or you could target the super prestigious Chevening scholarships in the UK. Canada, the US, Sweden, Turkey, they're all excellent options with really robust funding. But the vital insight here is that you've got to choose a program that aligns perfectly with your academic background. Funding committees are actively looking for a seamless fit between your past work and their specific institutional goals. Step 2 is researching early, and here is a major takeaway. For a 2026 intake, you've got to wait until 2026 to prep. Actually, scratch that. You absolutely cannot wait until 2026. Applications for most of the major scholarships actually open between August and December of 2025. If you wait until 2026, you've already missed the window. Our source material highly recommends building a dedicated spreadsheet today to track these fast-approaching deadlines so absolutely nothing slips through the cracks. Moving into Step 3, building that killer profile. Now, a strong CGPA, usually a 2.1 or a first class, is definitely preferred. But here's the catch. Grades aren't everything. Scholarship boards are actively hunting for leadership and community impact. They want a holistic story. Actively documenting your volunteering efforts in your real-world projects shows that you are a changemaker. And all of that needs to be woven into a really compelling motivation letter and a sharply formatted CV. Okay, Step 4 is document prep. Let's be honest, this is often the most tedious part of the journey. You need valid passports, official transcripts, and strong recommendations. But wait, here is a massive, surprising fact. Depending on the host country and the specific scholarship, some programs don't even require an IELTS English proficiency test. A little bit of targeted research right here can save you so much time, stress, and money.
And finally, steps 5 and 6 are all about strategic application and the interview. You're going to want to cast a wide net, aim for about 5 to 8 different scholarships to really maximize your chances, and tailor every single essay along the way. But the ultimate key to unlocking that funding, it's the interview. You have to clearly show the panel exactly how you're going to use this global education to create a positive, tangible impact back home in Nigeria. That future contribution is precisely what secures the funding.
All right, let's wrap this up with Section 4, Pro Tips and Pitfalls, your winning strategies. So, there is a pretty clear divide between the folks who win and the ones who don't. The most common pitfalls? Waiting for the deadline, just copying and pasting generic essays across multiple applications, and trying to navigate the whole complex process completely alone. To win, you've got to do the exact opposite. Start your prep right now. Meticulously tailor every single essay to the specific values of the scholarship, and always get expert eyes to critique your documents before you hit submit. Here's another massive pro tip pulled straight from the data. Applying to specific high-demand courses yields a much higher success rate. Fields like public health, artificial intelligence, and development studies are heavily prioritized and funded because they directly align with major global development goals. So if your background fits into any of these priority areas, your chances of securing full funding absolutely skyrocket. Taking on this entire process can feel incredibly isolating, you know? That's exactly why tapping into dedicated resources is so vital. The community over at TRAVUL.org is specifically designed to make this whole complex thing 10 times easier by giving you weekly scholarship alerts and ongoing community support. Just having a network keeps you accountable, ensuring you hit those tight deadlines without burning out. We've unpacked the exact roadmap, and the funding is out there waiting. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to execution. So here is the final question I want to leave you with. When those 2026 deadlines start closing just a few short months from now, will you be the one holding the acceptance letter or the one wishing you had started today? Dive into the source material and start building your master plan.